So you've been in New York for a good old like 6-7 hours.
Yeah. I made the most of it too.
Have you seen Homeless Dick yet? Because that's usually a
No. But when I lived in San Francisco, I saw a lot of that. But no, I've only been here for 6 hours. I saw 2 huskies hanging out the side of an SUV painted like neon colors.
dang.
I was like, is that riffraff?
Is that riffraff hanging out here, bro?
But I saw a lady crash out in Little Italy, and a guy threatened to call the cops, and she started cussing at everyone. But that was about it for craziness.
Oh, see, that's not too bad.
Pretty mild.
You missed the arrest that happened across the street earlier today.
What?
There was an arrest today across the street of our shop. And it's like a guy that we've seen him all the time.
I've never seen that guy before.
You've never seen him before?
But I'm also never outside. Too.
Yeah, I see him all the time. Just, he's a loiterer.
Yeah.
But like he knows everybody, which makes me believe he sells drugs.
Yeah.
It's like, this guy knows everyone in the block.
Which is hilarious because when he was getting arrested, all the dudes around him were just like, all right, man, you're going. Like, we're not trying to help. We're not trying to. Like, I was expecting that crowd of people to be like, oh, fuck you, pigs. Like, whatever. Like, they just watched him get taken away and didn't say a word.
Huh?
And then they were just kind of like, they went along with their business after this guy was taken away.
Yeah, it's gone, dude.
He'll probably post bail and
Yeah,
like,
probably right.
you know what I mean? They're probably like, we'll see you later. We'll
like,
see you
oh,
tonight.
Just another Thursday.
Just another Thursday.
Yeah. I don't ever want to get arrested, dude.
Oh, man. One thing that I said, when dude got arrested, it was such a beautiful day that I was like, damn, you know how much it sucks to get arrested on a beautiful day? I'm like, dude, it's like, oh, it's so nice outside. You're just getting grabbed up, dude.
Yeah, man. That sucks.
That fucking sucks. Getting arrested sucks, but getting arrested on a beautiful day,
I think it's like someone said, like, don't ever get arrested on a Friday because you're going to be in for the weekend. You're not going to get heard till Monday. And like,
yes.
you want to get arrested, you want to get like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Yeah, early in the week so you can be seen right away. So,
like you can control it.
So quick story. This is before marijuana was legalized in New York City. But this is like maybe like 12 years ago. Me and one of my friends, we decided to cross the street from my house, and I was lived in front of a park. We're like, let's smoke a joint in the park. It's such a beautiful day.
How old are you?
I'm like maybe 23.
Okay.
23, 24 tops.
Old enough to know better.
Old enough to know better, but feel like the world was ahead of me. I was like, it's nothing, dude. Smoking a joint. We're going to go party tonight. It didn't happen that way. So we went across the street. We're smoking a joint. And as soon as we finished, we turn around, there's like 2 cops right there, and they're like, oh yeah, you think you're gonna throw it out, buddy? You think you're gonna throw it out? Too bad. This is the park. You know, people come here with their kids. At that moment, I had no kids, so that never even crossed my goddamn mind that people go to parks with kids, you know? And I ended up having to go into jail on a Saturday afternoon of a beautiful day. And I was there till that very early Monday morning.
Yeah.
And it was fucking terrible, dude.
That sucks.
It sucked so bad.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, weed's fucking legal. I smoke it in front of anybody. It doesn't matter.
Everywhere I went today, I smelled weed.
Yeah, dude,
everywhere.
it's insane.
Like, you know, and like I'm not really a weed guy, you know. Like I've tried it in my life, you know, but it's just like you're in you know, I'm just not used to, like, you're in a city, you're on a busy street with like hundreds of people around you. People are just like, nope. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Because I grew up in like, I'm 38. So like, it wasn't legal when I grew up. And like, you couldn't fathom being on a busy downtown street, like just in front of everyone. But I guess that's what we do now.
Yeah,
That's
we
what
have
we do.
super big weed mega stores everywhere in New York City, which is crazy.
There was pop-ups in the park at Washington Square Park.
Pop-ups in the park.
They had a picnic table and they're just selling weed there. And I was like, that's wild.
There's people that are doing that where they're like, I'm pretty sure they're probably just going to like a weed store and buying some weed, rolling up some doinks, and then they're like, hey, we're just selling weed out of a table.
Probably.
Yeah. Like, why not?
And not like, you think New York City, again, I've never been, this is my first day here, that it'd be a guy like, hey, I got weed, I got weed, like low pro. They have a table, like a sign, like at a park with
It's like the guy at the baseball game. Weed here, weed here.
Crazy, man.
Man, times have changed.
Yeah.
Times have changed. So, Alex.
Yeah.
Welcome to the podcast, bro.
Man, thanks for having me.
For guys that don't know you, let them know your name, where you're from, how long you've been tattooing, and what kind of tattoos you like to do.
Ooh, my name is Alex Coulter. Instagram is Alex Coulter Tattoo. I'm originally from California, and a year ago I moved to South Carolina. Big life change across the country. I've been tattooing for 10 years. I like to do whatever comes my way.
That's
pretty
awesome.
much. If I have a preference, it's black and gray, realism-ish, illustrative type stuff, or like traditional color or black and gray. Yeah, that's what I prefer. But like I said, whatever the person walking in wants, I like to do.
Dope. So I would say like maybe about a year ago, it was impossible for me to go on my phone and not have you come across my feed.
Really?
Absolutely, dude.
That's insane.
Probably without a fail, one of your videos would pop up. And you have a very likable fucking face, dude. Holy shit. And I'm like, oh, look at this guy.
You know what?
See what he has to say.
A funny story about that. When I was an apprentice, we had a bowling event as a shop. You know, it was like a bowling thing in the city, and we went as a shop. And one of the guys, he was a friend of like all the guys that were my mentors. I had 4 mentors, and they all tattooed together for like 20 years. And he had seen how they apprenticed, very old school, and they apprenticed me very similar. And this guy, like, he's like, "Is that your guys' apprentice?" And I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Why is he smiling so much?" He's just how he is, man. Like, but no, it's crazy because when I started making like Instagram videos, I had like 2,000-3,000 followers, like a very normal, local tattooer following.
Yeah.
And I had Instagram from like day one when it came out. So that I'd built that up over, a long time. And then I was just working out in my garage one morning and I saw a tattoo of like someone in India, like wiping 3 tattoos with the same paint.
Oh, I remember that one. Yeah, that was so good.
That was my first one that like, and I don't know, it was like kind of, people were doing reaction videos, but like in other niches.
Yeah.
And I hadn't really seen it. And I was like, I'm going to, I tattoo. I know that's wrong. That'd be funny. Have a funny angle on it. I recorded it. And that was the first one that like blew up. And I was like, I freaked out. I was like, oh, what is this? Like thousands of people are seeing this. And then it just kind of went from there. So it's crazy that like, it's gotten to the point where like, I don't realize that someone like you or people in general or tattooers are opening their phone and seeing my face.
Yeah.
That's weird to me, but it's cool. I only do it because I enjoy it. And so I'll go months without doing a video if I'm not into it, if I'm not in a good mood, if it's not fun to me. But then I like go through spurts where I'm like, I think this
I'm in the
funny.
mood.
Yeah. And it's only if I think it's funny or if I feel like it, like.
Well, kudos to you for not feeling the pressure of being a content creator.
Yeah.
Because like because that's kind of like, once you get into the groove of making content and of getting, a video that does really, really well, like usually it's just like a natural pressure of like, how can I redo that again? And
you want to chase it.
You want to chase that, and get the same kind of level of growth, especially with social media. It's like, embedded into now into tattooing.
Yeah.
Way. How's that been for you? Just having, like you said, you're on Instagram for like, 12 years, with like
2,000 followers.
Exactly.
Yep.
With like 2,000. And then all of a sudden you're like, I found something that I enjoy doing, garners attention.
Yeah.
How do I go from there?
I would be lying if I said that there weren't times that I did chase I'm human. It does do something for you, right? When you see like, oh, I had a video, like, especially when it first happened. The first time it happens, you're like, oh my God, like something's happening. And then it continues and you're like, this really doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And I've come to terms with that where it's, in a weird way, I hate Instagram. I try to live my life as like detached from social media as I can, like in a real way in my day-to-day life with my kids and like living life. I see it now as like more, something that I do for work. But as far as like the tattoo side of things, people ask me all the time, especially like my coworkers when it first started happening, like, are you like getting a bunch of clients from this? Mm-hmm. I'm like, some, but not as much as you think. Like maybe 1 to 5% of my clientele is people that are like finding me through Instagram and coming to me. Most of it is word of mouth.
Yeah.
And that I think will always reign supreme in tattooing. That you cannot beat someone getting a good tattoo and a good experience, sharing that with their friends, and then them wanting to come get tattooed by you. So at this point, like I would love to be a content creator. Mm-hmm. I would love to get paid to make these videos and sell out and but it's just not the reality.
Yeah.
Like when Instagram started paying people, I had 1 month I made $2,000.
Sick.
And, dude, I was like,
this is it. I'm quitting my job. I'm doing this, dude.
I'm an influencer. I've made it. And then the next month, I think I made $200. And then now I'll get like $7 a month from it. So now it really is just like, if I think something is funny, I'll share it because I think it's funny and I enjoy it. And I love the tattooing community. And then like, that's the other thing. Most of my content is geared towards tattooers, and they're not coming to get tattooed by me. So it really is just like something that I know that, because it is such a unique job. If you're not a tattooer, you don't get it. And I like making stuff that other tattooers think is funny because they have the same experiences, you know?
Yeah. So. I think that's kind of where making content that is geared to people that will relate to your experience, which is other tattooers, is not going to have the same impact as if you're making like content that's geared towards clients into your business, right? But there's like a level of like when you feel seen, you know, when you have an experience and you see something and you're like, oh man, like this is how this makes me feel as a tattooer. And then everybody else as a tattooer are like, fuck yeah, dude. Yeah. I'm so glad you said that because I've been feeling like that for a long goddamn time. Yeah. I feel like there's something really good about it. And overall you feel like, you're building community and connection and that's all good stuff.
It is, man. And I will get the random DM like from someone who's like, hey man, I love your videos. They make me laugh. Every day, I love seeing them. They make me laugh. And like as corny as that sounds, I'm like, oh, I'll keep going.
I'll
make another video.
I'll make one more. No, that's fucking rad, dude.
Yeah. And it does, and I would be lying too if I didn't say like, then, when I do have a client or someone walks in the shop, like, oh, let me show you my Instagram. Like, of course I want them to see the tattoos and the quality of work that I do. But like, they're also humans that are on social media. Like, oh my God, you have followers. Yeah. It's like, yeah, but not for that reason.
I'm funny, okay?
Yeah, I'm just funny.
My work's good, but really.
How many followers do you have right now?
49.8.
Okay. Oh, down to the point.
Well, yeah. Because at one point I was at 56. I was on like a steady climb. And then I stopped posting for a while. I just like wasn't feeling it. I was like, I'm not going to post. And then I think what happens with Instagram is, you stop making content. They stop showing it to people. They had followed you for some reason. And then you post a video and now it shows back up in their feed. And they're like,
who the fuck is this?
What? Who is this guy? Why am I following him? Yeah. They unfollow. So it actually hurts you and you lose followers. And so like, from 56 to 47, it has been like a consistent 100 followers a week losing, even as I'm making content that like is getting a bunch of views. So, and like I'm gaining, that's the really messed up part is I'm gaining followers, cause they'll be like, oh, someone followed you. But then like the count goes down.
The overall is still going down.
So that means I'm losing way more than 100 a week, but this month was the first month I went, that's why I know the number because it went from like 0.7 to 0.8. And I was like,
wow, we went 100 up.
The first month we gained. But again, really, I don't care.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
It doesn't matter.
It really doesn't. And
so I was going to say this before, because you said that you couldn't go however long without seeing one of his videos. I was the same way. And I just looked to double check. I don't even follow you. I see your videos all the time.
Yeah, I have that too. Sometimes if I like a creator a lot and I think their stuff is funny, I'll intentionally not follow them. But I know if I go to their page, I look at more of their videos, but I won't follow them because Instagram will keep showing you them. It's really weird.
Like, hey, you looked at this. You sure you don't want to follow it?
Some of my favorite people on Instagram that I follow, I don't follow. Yeah. They just are in my feed all the time. Yeah. And then when I follow them, they usually get lost.
They disappear.
It's an interesting thing. It's a weird thing.
It is a weird thing, but we're all trying to figure out how to unlock it and how to make it.
Do you follow Adam Azari? He's like the head guy at Instagram.
Yes. I think I do follow him, but I never see his posts.
Every now and then he'll do like a reaction post, or like he'll answer someone's comment. So it'll be like up there in the top of the corner, and he'll talk about it. And I forgot what it exactly was talking about today, but he was saying that kind of along this lines, like if you post more often, more people will see it, yada, yada, yada. But if you post less, then you might lose some followers. And then people in the comments were saying these exact things. Like, how about you just start showing the people who I actually follow, like, let me see their content. Yeah. Because you don't.
You don't.
You don't.
You don't at all.
And it used
really
to
annoying.
Be just that. Like when it first came out, it was just pictures and it was just the people you followed and it was in chronological order. But it's transformed into this thing that is like way beyond what it started as. Yeah. Now it's video content, and it's and
then it's prioritizing. Like, well, what should I show them more? More video content or more picture content, or just all of these things, right? And it's at one point, I think in like maybe from 2019 or to 2021, when Instagram was paying for posts, I had maybe like 2 years or so where I was getting pretty consistent money from Instagram.
Oh,
and
sick.
That was really nice.
Yeah.
And then one day it just stopped.
Yeah.
And then one day it just.
Yeah. And then I hear people on TikTok are getting paid really well, but I just don't have a TikTok. I'm old. I'm not doing a new thing.
TikTok is a different kind of like approach.
Yeah. And I'd feel like I'd have to start over.
Yeah.
I don't care enough.
Yeah, you have to like want to do it. And
yeah.
Like, it takes a lot of time and energy and effort.
Yeah. My videos are super low effort. Like my process is, and I think this has a very clear connection to when I post and when I don't. When I wake up early and I take pre-workout, that makes a big difference. And then I go to the gym or work out. I'm in a better mood. And that's when I'll like sit in my car before driving home and like
watch something that catches your eye.
Something catches my eye. Like, I got a funny take on that. And I'll record a quick video and put it up. That's as much effort as I put into it.
That's phenomenal, dude.
So I don't want to.
Is the audio directly from your phone, or do you have a mic?
Yeah, it's from my phone.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know that it would make a difference if I did. I've had a lot of ideas over the years, and there's times where I'm more motivated to like grow it more and stuff. But at the end of the day, I'm a human and my main thing is tattooing.
Yeah.
So it's like, this is like just a fun thing. And like I said, if it's not fun, I don't do it. If I'm not feeling it, I'm not going to do this just because I feel like I have to, And there's been months where I don't post, and it's like, cool.
I think one of the biggest problems for now, because I've gone through those moments too, man, where it's like, I just don't feel connected to what I want to post or anything like that. I'm just like, why force something just to post something? Now I just find myself posting stuff that I really like that people haven't, and it's crazy. Sometimes I'll post something that I've done a long time ago, and then people are like, oh, dude, like, because they never saw it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's why I'm like, you know what? I'm only going to post like finished work. If I post something that's unfinished, I'll leave it up there for 24 hours, take it back out. Who gives a shit? It doesn't, like leave it in there, let it catch some traction. People will see it hopefully, but it's not done. I don't want to necessarily like leave it up there forever.
Yeah. That's a smart idea. Cause it is frustrating when you're like in the middle of a big project. You're like, I want to share what I did today.
Yeah.
But I don't want to post like a hard post of like a half finished back piece.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
You just like delete it.
Put it up there. Yeah. Delete it. Gone.
Huh.
Archive that thing for later.
I like that. Yeah, it's frustrating too because like I always post like a tattoo and then a video. The tattoo gets like 1,000 views, and a stupid video where I'm being a jerk and making fun of something or being funny and dumb gets 100,000 views.
100,000 views.
Like, you can look at my tattoos too.
I think that's when you need to start doing well. Like, look, guys, I have something real. You have to do a video of you talking, saying like you're gonna say like, look at this tat. Look at it. And now double tap this fucking screen and like it.
Yeah.
And do one of those things where you get to go like this, and then you do an overlay of the photo of the tattoo.
Oh,
so you're still in the fucking shot.
Yeah.
And I feel like sometimes you got to go that extreme to get people to get people's attention.
Attention is a tough thing to capture.
Dude, I mean, I don't have titties, so I cannot. Before we started this podcast, I was on my phone, dude, and there was legit a girl tattooing with a fucking fishnet shirt on, and it was just titties out. I know somebody's gonna comment.
And how many views?
What's her at? Yeah. Somebody's like, "What's her at, dude?" Like, share. Stop gatekeeping. But dude, this girl had her titties out in the beginning of every reel, and like I said, each one had like 14,000 likes on it, and I'm like, dude,
I'm gonna look her up right now.
I'm gonna look this up right now. Dude. I was like, dude, am I gonna have to go pay a girl to just stand with her titties out next to my tats, and I'm just be like, look what I got for you guys. Yeah. Damn, man.
One, it's hard because you're feeding a beast that you don't like. Like for me, I'm feeding a beast that I don't like. Yeah. I don't think Instagram and scrolling and doom scrolling is good for us.
No, absolutely not.
And I'm guilty of doing it, but it's like, I'm conflicted because on one hand, it brings people happiness and they laugh and it's fun. And like you said, building community and all these things. And on the other hand, it's like, I'm just feeding the beast that I don't like. And so much of what gets traction is stuff like that or super negative stuff, and so that's why I like leaning on the funny side of things. Like every once in a while I'll make like a serious one. If like there's a big controversy, like Mando.
I know, like Mando. It's like there's talk about Mando, dude. I feel like there's a new tattoo school popping up or a new like guy selling that you're gonna make $17,000 in a month, by tattooing. But there's one guy that I follow, and his thing is like Angel's Tattoos. I don't know if you've seen his, but he's the guy that does like his videos start like in a school setting kind of thing.
He has a head.
Yes. Yeah. I love this guy. I follow him because I look forward to his videos every time because it feels like it's going to be like a joke. It feels like it's the beginning of an SNL skit, dude, but it's legit real life.
Is he the one that we reposted his work and he was like having the guys meditate before the session?
Oh, dude, I don't know.
Like, yeah, it was like, close your eyes and imagine yourself as a tattooer.
Oh, God, it's so good.
I know he has a Bluetooth thing in all the time. And it's like a classroom setting. It looks like it's in like LA somewhere.
It is in LA, yeah.
It's in LA. It's in like a strip mall.
Yes.
He has no tattoos. I don't know if he tattoos, but he definitely teaches it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He there's videos of him be like, you're trying to tattoo this. You see how hard this is? All you got to do is actually turn your body to the left. It's like shit like that. You're like, no way, dude.
Yeah, because that's the hard part of tattooing is how you sit, not the actual practice.
Yeah, but there is shit like that on some of the videos, and it's always about if you've gone to all these places and you've been told no, like this is the place.
Yeah, of course. Because he's taking money from you.
Yeah. This is the place.
I just had a girl, I was telling you guys earlier, but I just had a girl walk in the shop. It was late at night. I was the last one there working on a bigger tattoo. And she comes in and she's like, hey, do you guys do apprenticeships? And I was like, not really. Not at the moment. I don't know. What's up? And she's like, well, I did these tattoos on my leg. And I've been tattooing for 3 weeks. And so I'm looking for an apprenticeship. And I was like, okay. And like I told you guys, the messed up part is that they were decent.
Like
And it made
pretty
me
all right, dude.
so mad that I was like, they're actually kind of clean. Like I'd be the first one to tell you if it was garbage, it wasn't that bad. But and she goes, I went to another shop and they said like they want to see drawings and stuff. And I was just like, look, I'm going to just have all right, if you're open to a very honest conversation with you. And she's like, okay. And I go, they're right. Like you should be drawing. It's a big part of this. And you could just tell, like, as I was telling her, she was just like, ugh. And I said, are you familiar with the term gatekeeping? And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, yeah, it's not so much that it's gatekeeping. It's that there is a very direct path to being a good or great tattoo artists. And the people that are gatekeeping are really just saying like, hey, this is the path. And there's not really a shortcut. And I was like, I mean this, like, I would love nothing more than for you to succeed. If this is genuinely something that you feel that you want to do and you're passionate about it, and you should draw a lot. And again, you just see it on her face, like
drawing.
Yeah. And I go, look, I'll give you like a free tip. See all this flash on the wall? Like, cause our shop has a bunch of flash. And I go, if you like took a bunch of flash, like you just even like download it on the internet. I don't even care. Find a bunch of flash and print it out, and then took tracing paper and took a pencil and traced each thing. And you went to a shop with like a notebook full of hand drawn, like in a world of iPads and like printed out Pinterest flash that's like you didn't even draw. You went in with hand drawn tattoo flash. Like you'd probably be hired on the spot for an apprenticeship. Like you would stand out. Like that's free game. And she's just like, okay. And I was like, do you want to be like, do you want to be like a great tattooer? And she's like, I mean, it'd be like tattooing's cool. Like you'd make a bunch of money. And I was just like, all right.
That was it.
I tried. I forget where that came from or why I went there. But
like,
yeah.
I mean, it'll kick off my OnlyFans.
Yeah. But
that speaks a lot about the mentality of the people getting into the tattoo industry now, or they don't care about it as being an artist. They care about it as it's the cool new way to make a lot of money.
Yeah. And it's like, and I told her, cause she was like, you guys, I was like, I think I was telling her like, what the coolest part about being a tattooer is? And I was going to say like that you get to make art for a living or, interact with people and make, and she was like that you guys make a lot of money. And I was like, no, you don't. Like you'll make a living, like it's a good way to make a living, but like, you're not going to get rich. Like off tattoo. Like some people will, some people do, but like by and large, it's not a way to like be a rock star and make $1 million. Like it's, you have to do it because you love it. And if you don't love it, like why are you trying to do it? Because you think you're going to make a lot of money because some guy in LA said, I'll teach you how
to make 17,000 and
yeah. but that's okay. That's where I was going with it. Back to that guy. It's like that girl will then, instead of, someone who's in an actual tattoo shop, been in the industry, doing it for a long time, saying like genuinely, like I don't do this with a lot of people that walk in, but for some reason I just felt like compelled to like, I'm going to like very honestly and earnestly tell you like how to go about this. Like I don't even know you, but for some reason I want to like give you this information, of how to like succeed in this industry. She'll think that I'm a gatekeeper and not hear anything. And then that guy will say like, yeah, that guy who tried to tell you need to draw is an asshole. Pay me money and I'll just teach you how to tattoo.
Yeah. Because it's a matter of like, you'll say this, you'll give, somebody some advice. And then on the other hand, you have the guy like, look, those guys are gatekeepers for the small price of $49.99. I will get you to make $30,000 a month. You know what I'm saying? Like yeah. They're like, shit, why would I listen to this guy?
How old would you say this girl was?
In her 20s? Yeah. Young 20s? I don't know. I'm old now, so I can't tell how old people are. But yeah, she was young. But I remember like when I was like 18, 19 getting tattooed, you know, I knew I wanted a tattoo when I was like 12 years old. I went with my dad to a tattoo shop and I was just like,
this is sick.
That forever. That's what I want to do. But I was getting tattooed. This guy, his name's Kyle Crowell. He works in Anaheim at Torch Tattoo. Phenomenal tattooer. And I remember he was like, I'll give you some advice. He goes, don't ever pick up a tattoo machine and start tattooing and try to teach yourself. You'll learn bad habits and just focus on drawing and like just start there. And I did. And then, you know, I approached other shops about apprenticeships, and the shop that I ended up apprenticing at, I went to first. Sorry, I'm just going to jump into like, back. But the owner of the shop, Dan McNabb, I went in and they let me hang out for like a couple days, and I was like draw on the drawing table and just get a feel for it. I had no idea what I was doing. And one day after like a day or two, he's like, hey, I'm leaving for the day. Why don't you grab your stuff and walk out with me? And I was like, okay, cool. And he walks me out to the parking lot and he goes, all right, so like you've hung out for a day or two, you kind of see like the caliber of work that we're at this shop. So don't come back here until like your work is at that caliber.
Oh,
and I was so excited because I was like, he said, come back when my work is better. You know what I mean?
He said, like, never not come back.
Like
work is better.
Yeah. And so I ended up, getting an apprenticeship somewhere else, doing that for like a year. That shop ended up closing down. And then I went back to them and they're like, oh, you still pursued it? And I was like, yeah. And like, I have 100 flash sheets that I painted by hand. I have all these tracings. Like I've been pursuing it. I've been studying art, all this stuff. And they appreciated that I had like not given up and that like I still pursued it. And so then I got an apprenticeship with them and like started over after a year. So, and then I did 2 years there, but, you know, and I think a kid these days would have someone walk them out and say, don't come back till your work is better, and go like, what a jerk. He said my work's not good. You know what I mean? Yeah. And maybe his naivety, I don't know what it was, but I was just like, I didn't take it as a no. I took it as like he said, come back when my work is better. Like I need to work on my work. And I just like drew more and painted more flash and like, you know, I don't know if it's just a generational thing. I don't know where the disconnect has come from, and why it is that way with younger people these days. You know, I would like to understand it, you know, but I don't know if you guys have insight to that. But
I wish I did too.
There's so much young people being like hyper successful, like really quickly, like shown in like social media, right?
Which seems like little effort too.
Yeah, with like little. So I feel like that now it's become something that is. You start thinking like that's the way it is, you know, like that's the way it is. If you were sitting at home and everybody, you know, like the whole idea of everybody's happy, everybody's smiling all the time, everybody's doing great, and that's all you see, you start thinking like that's just the way life is. And it's really not, you know, like
no,
there's usually a lot of struggle before success, you know, a lot of misses before you nail it, you know, like there's a lot of trying, and too many people get stuck on that. Like it should be like an automatic rise to the top. And I think it all started going south when we started giving like 5th and 6th place trophies at places and rewarding. You know, rewarding the like, well, you tried.
Yeah.
No.
And like with that girl, maybe shame on me because, you know, I didn't tell her it was good, but in my mind I was like, oh shit, you know, like
there's potential there.
There's potential there. And then maybe that's why I think that now that I'm just like figuring this out as I'm saying it, that's probably why I gave her such an earnest, like, or honest, advice. You know, it's like, I saw potential. She did a decent tattoo, but maybe she needed to be told like, hey, just because you did some shitty tattoos on your own leg doesn't make you a tattooer. Like you're not ready. You know what I mean? Like maybe not enough people are saying that, or maybe because we're so inclined to share our successes only, like maybe we should all collectively as tattooers be showing like, or sharing more stories about how it was to learn and the struggles and all the misses and all the late nights and early mornings, you know, because when you succeed at something, a lot of people you'll hear like it must be nice. And it's like, yeah, it is nice, but like you don't see the years it took to get there. You're not seeing the sacrifice, the missed birthdays, you know what I mean? The dedication, the early mornings, the late nights, the double times, the things that made it possible. So maybe we should share more of that. I don't know. Maybe that would help. Or maybe it's too far gone.
I think it would be great to share that, but I think it wouldn't do well on Instagram, so that nobody would see it too. I think it'd be great to share that, so nobody would see it.
There have been a bunch of posts that I've seen of people show their progress of like, here's a grid of 9 squares of like one tattoo from each year of the past 9 years, and he shows the progress.
Cool.
And it actually gets pretty good engagement.
I do like those posts. Yeah. And it's like, here's me at 2000, whatever. Yeah. I like those. Yeah, I don't know. It wouldn't do well. And when you post like the struggles you had in your apprenticeship, the younger generation is like, you shouldn't have been treated that way.
That's why there shouldn't be apprenticeships.
Yeah, like you were I was not taken advantage of. I was given a career that has afforded me a life and a lifestyle and like something I'm so immensely grateful for forever. Like I could almost cry right now thinking about it. And I was given that in exchange for me showing dedication, taking a little bit of hazing. I mean, you want to be a plumber and you're going to be a plumber apprentice. Like, you don't think those guys are going to like razz you a little bit, hand you the wrong wrench until you figure it out. You know what I mean? Like, that's reality. That's most jobs, you know, like that are, you know, I don't know. I don't see it as like abuse. It was hard as shit, but like, it means that I hold on to this thing with a lot of pride.
Yeah. I think that was the benefit of when things were really hard in tattooing. It kept the people that were coming into tattooing, people that really were like, dude, if you're going to do this, it's like the whole like a boot camp mentality where like, we all did this really hard thing. Mm-hmm. We all appreciated it, you know?
And it got easier each generation. Like, I had it hard, you know, and it was hazing and, you know, there was all kinds of stuff, you know.
Some stuff that maybe shouldn't have been there.
Sure.
Of course.
Food thrown at me, push-ups, you know, stuff that like was mild compared to what my mentors endured. Mm-hmm. And each generation, I think it just gets a little easier. I've never had an apprentice. I don't know how I would be if I had one. You know, I probably would be a lot easier than I had it just because I don't know.
Well, that leads to what we were talking about during dinner, that, you know, hard times.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. It goes back to that, right? Like the people that came before us in tattooing came from hard times of tattooing, you know? And that created these strong dudes. They created good times in tattooing.
Yeah.
And now these good times have created some weak motherfuckers, dude.
100%. I love that saying, and I've never heard it applied to tattooing, and it's such a to blow my mind.
And now these group of people that are holding on to tattooing, they just got it a little bit easier, kind of driving it to a really dark, not great place. And the people that have been here for a long time are like, what the fuck is going on, you know? Yeah. But I feel like it's gonna be a cycle. And I think like we're maybe in a part of that cycle that we don't like and that we don't appreciate, but it will change again.
Well, and if the cycle continues, then weak men, people will create hard times. You know, and maybe that's what tattooing needs. You know, I remember when I started, my mentor saying like, it was around, it was like a recession or something. I can't remember what was going on, but he was like, he goes, you know, I think this is going to be a big purge and a lot of people aren't going to make it. You know, that wasn't the case. It just grew and grew and grew. But his mentality was like, it's good if it's tough, and it'll weed out the people that, you know, that aren't in it for the right reasons. And
which I feel like right now we're in that spot.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people quitting.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people questioning whether or not they should start.
Yeah. Good. I mean,
good. Yeah. Right.
Maybe. Maybe. No, it is good, I guess. But it sucks to be in a hard time.
It sucks to be in a hard time.
But yeah.
It sucks to be in a hard time, but the fewer people who are in that hard time make it easier for the people who are trying to like rough it out.
Yeah. And I think that like learning lessons from my mentors who went through like the housing crisis and like really slow times, like I now like going into what seems like a slowdown in tattooing. I think we can all be honest about that. Like it's been a little, you know, we're also coming out of like an artificial time of COVID when people were given free money from the government and staying home and didn't have to be at work. Like that created like a little boom. But I can fall back to the lessons they taught me of like, you know, maybe that's the time that you offer some flash specials. Maybe you do an event, maybe you do a deal, like you hustle a little bit to get that person in the door. And then give them a good experience and earn that client for life, you know, or you know, that person that comes in for the flash deal for a little $150 tattoo might come back to you in a month for a bigger one, you know? Yeah. And, but I think some younger tattooers maybe don't want to like, I don't want to devalue myself. And it's like, you got to do what you got to do when it's slow, you know, like you got to adapt. And,
got to adapt.
You know.
Steadfast Tattoo Supply, owned and operated by professional working tattoo artist Frankie Porcelli, demanding top performing materials from the highest quality pigments and medical supplies to tailor-made needles and cartridges with true line weights. Steadfast also specializes in custom machines built from scratch in-house and offers professional or group machine building seminars. Steadfast does everything to keep you and your clients covered. Steadfast, supplies that work as hard as you do.
I didn't follow this guy, and I followed him after this post, and I don't know if he has a huge following. Let's see, a bit 10,000 followers. So it's like, but I saw this and I read it and I was like, oh man, it's so very well put. But it goes like this. This month marks my 20-something years of tattooing, and everything's changed. I started writing about tattooing's present and future and its ties to tradition and just how far we've strayed. But my thoughts quickly spiraled into a long-winded rant about the industry's clutter and chaos, so I scrapped it. And these days, it feels like whispering into a hurricane, no matter how constructive or well-intended. I used to love sharing heartfelt posts about tattooing, and now it just feels disingenuous in a space full of perfected facades where fake is fashionable. And from the bottom of my heart and to the top of my lungs, I'm not from or for the internet. If you want to hear me or allow me to goof off on a tangent, just come hang out, come get tattooed, drink coffee with me, eat food with me. All I have to offer is respect, passion, and real connection, and tattooing done the way nature intended. There's something for everyone, and that is something for me. And I thought that was so beautifully put, dude.
Dude, the whole fake is fashionable thing.
Yeah.
That's just celebrity lifestyle.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And that's what tattooing has become. People think that it's like this, you're going to be famous, you're going to be a celebrity, you're going to make millions of dollars, and you got to be fake in order to get all those followers. I think that's exactly what it's falling into.
Yeah.
And that is from Francisco de la Guerra, and his Instagram is Frank de la Tattoo, and he's from Vancouver, Canada.
Nice.
And that was him celebrating his 20th year of tattooing. And I think that, you know, all of us that in this room that are kind of hitting that stage of our careers, and like we can feel that and really connect with that. And I thought that was a really well way to kind of put it, in the frustrations of like where you see it being, but ultimately you can just put your blinders to all of that shit, man, and just focus down to the basics and enjoy the fact that you get to do a fucking really awesome job.
Yeah.
That is just to make cool drawings for people. You don't have to necessarily be famous for it, but hey, you get to do a cool job, feed yourself and your family, hopefully. And like at the end of the day, like, dude, like our jobs as tattooers are better than fucking 90% of people that go to their jobs and they're like, God damn, I can't wait to get off, you know?
Sure.
Yeah.
So like, you know,
because it is a job that is so directly connected with the person sitting in your chair. It is a person or a people business, and if you don't enjoy that part of it, you're not going to enjoy any other part of it. Like I think that a lot of tattooers lose sight that like that's kind of the whole point. And it doesn't matter if the person sitting in your chair is cool or is going to be good for your Instagram, or if the tattoo that they want isn't the coolest tattoo you've ever done. Like I enjoy that human connection and interacting with that person, hearing their story and talking to them. And like, that is the most important part. All the other Instagram stuff, like I said, like it's just because I think aside from tattooing, like being funny, like make people laugh, and that comes across on that. But like, yeah, I really like that because like I said, even with a bunch of followers, it doesn't matter in my day-to-day career. Most of the people that I tattoo that walk in through the shop or that I meet in person and tattoo don't know about my Instagram or care about it.
Yeah.
They care about like in person, one-on-one, I gave them respect and I entertained them in person and we had fun and a good time and gave them a good experience. That matters so much more. Like I said, word of mouth, I don't think will ever be beat. Like
when it comes to tattooing, 100%, dude. It's just like,
and it is so much more like it is both. Obviously, like the art has to be there, the tattoo quality has to be there. But you can have a great tattoo. I mean, this has probably been said on this podcast a million times, but like great tattoo can be there, but if the experience is terrible, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And similarly, like you can give them a great experience, but if it's a terrible tattoo, you kind of have to meet in the middle, but both have to be there.
They have to deliver in both ends.
The fact that has been said so many times by different guests, including us too, means a lot.
Yeah, because
it's true.
It rains
honest.
true.
Yeah. It's truth.
Honest.
Yeah.
Truth. Yeah.
So, all right. So speaking of honest, I'm going to show you. I just lost it. I'm going to show you this tattoo and you tell me how honest this person is being.
Oh.
Zoom into that.
Yeah, that is AI. My poor boomer parents might fall for that, but no, that is AI. Is that someone post? Is that a tattooer posting that as if it's a real tattoo?
Yes.
Whoa, dude.
That's messed up.
And then,
bro, that's AI?
It's either AI or it's touched up like all hell.
Heavily edited.
So something that we talked about the other day, whoa, what's up with that toe, dude? Holy toe. Fuck. Dude, that's the nastiest toe I've ever seen, dude.
It must be mine. I got some messed up toes,
look at it. You didn't see this?
Yeah, I saw it.
Oh, my God.
Oh, I got a crooked toe like that.
Holy Lord. Bunions. That thing's rad.
Dude, this boot is, I don't know how to drink it from here. This is crazy, by the way. I asked for a big beer and they did not.
So this tattoo came up on my feed. Another like tattoo resharing page posted it. And the comments on that one were like, oh, dude, this is clearly AI. This is AI. This is AI. So then I clicked on the artist who was actually doing the tattoo. And then all the comments under this one were like, oh, this is so great. This is so great. This is the best tattoo I've ever seen. Yeah.
Amazing. So
do you remember that? Sorry.
I was going to bring up on topic just a couple of days ago. Tattoo Snob posted a couple of tattoos and they got, and if you guys don't know, Tattoo Snob posts a lot of great tattoos. They've been doing this for years. And the tattoo that they posted, it was a heart and it had a cat inside of this heart. And when you looked at it, immediately you're like, this looks AI, right? It just feels AI. It looks AI. It looked like a fake tattoo. But if you go to the tattooer's page, the person is fucking phenomenal tattooer. Super, super clean. Now they posted a reference of it was a cat. So they posted a reference of the cat that they were doing. But it doesn't look exactly like the reference that they used. It still feels like they used an AI reference and then tattooed it perfectly like their reference.
I think I came across that same profile.
Yeah.
And we looked at it at the shop and we had that same conversation. And at first my reaction was like, that's an AI tattoo. And then we're like, I think it's a real tattoo. Really, really well done. But the reference was AI. Because AI has like a language.
It just feels
a subtle language. And if you can just, if you're attuned to it, you can just pick it up pretty quickly. Like That's AI. I don't know what it is. Sometimes I can't always pinpoint it, but it's just like, it's just something that's off.
Weren't you saying something about the whiskers, like they were coming out of weird spots?
There was, yes, Matt Buck pointed out actually. There was a whisker that it started as a whisker, but then it became like part of the eye.
Yeah, dude.
Like little subtle, tiny things like that AI does that's not perfect, or something where like, there'll be the right amount of teeth on the top and then the wrong amount of teeth on the bottom. There was something like that where there was like,
or the hand will like fold this way, but then there'll be like an extra little like
nub there that shouldn't be there.
Like, is that just a crease or is that an extra finger?
Yeah.
Or there's a really common, I think it's just like a Saint Michael or I'm probably gonna get it wrong. Image. It's not Saint Mike. Is that it? Archangel Michael. But the fabric, it's a really good reference. I had someone bring it to me to tattoo it once, but I caught that like the feet had 6 toes, hands were off, and the fabric, it would like trail and then loop back into another piece of fabric, and then like
that's
not real, happen. But it's weird because like at a far glance, it just looks like, oh, it's a really great image, but like as you zoom in, as you pay attention to the details, it falls apart. It doesn't. It like I said, just has that like language to it. Same with like those really good AI videos, the VO ones that come out. For me, the audio just has like a dead giveaway every time. It's kind of tinny, like it's recorded through a phone or something. But there's just a way about it. I'm like, that's it. Like I can get it every time because of the audio.
I feel like you want to be like that, like that DiCaprio moment. Like, watch this, right? This AI right there. Yeah. It's like you want to just call it every time. It's like, man, there's just something about like so it's like, fuck. AI does help a lot to create references that we weren't able to really get before, like as clear and as sharp and stuff like that. But then if you are an amazing tattooer and you're able to copy it so to the T, then your tattoo has that AI quality about it that just takes it away. Or even though it's like, I don't know, it makes you look at it more.
Yeah.
Which could be good and bad, right? Yeah. When it comes to the algorithm, because like you look at, you're like, is this AI? And then your phone is just like, he's staying on this motherfucking photo, dude.
Yeah, but for that artist, very capable artist, obviously can replicate those references so well. How much better would those tattoos be if they were using real references?
Or a combination of both.
Right.
Because I think that sometimes like the happy medium of things is like if you have a picture of what a cat looks like, or you can find things of real cats. And, if AI does help you create, a rendition of something, use a little bit of both to find like the happy kind of medium of using multiple references. I
had one good AI experience because I've had a lot of clients, they don't know they're bringing a reference that's AI. That's frustrating. But I had a client, it's a friend of mine. He wanted a yak with an otter sitting around a campfire with a fondue pot. And I was like, okay, that's a lot of weird stuff. And I pulled references and I drew it, and it just, what I came up with immediately I hated. And he's a close friend. So he was like, yeah, dude, I don't like that either. I was like, I agree. It's terrible. And one of my coworkers at the time was like, hey, why don't you just like try using Instagram's AI, which is like Meta's, see what it comes up with. And I was like, I don't like that, but I'll humor it. It came up with such a good reference.
It was like on the money, dude.
I was like, that's better than I could have done because it was such an obscure ask, and there was no good references for it. It was like, all right. And I ended up doing the tattoo. I redrew it, of course, like used it as a reference point. But I'm like, man, that's one example out of like very many that I was like, AI actually allowed me to do the tattoo that I wouldn't have done without it.
Well, I think what you did was the right way to approach it. Let AI give you a starting point and then build off of.
Yeah.
Most people aren't doing that. They're saying they're putting in their prompts or getting their image. Oh shit, that's the great one. Nail it. I'm going to trace this and start tattooing it. And then you get yourself into a lot of trouble. But if you use it as like, oh man, this composition's really nice.
Yeah.
Or like, I can't figure out how to pose this body. It might have an extra finger or two, but like, the shape and the composition of everything is really nice.
Yeah.
That's a good way to start and then build off of that.
And I know how to draw a finger or a hand properly. It kind of reminds me of like the old stories of Sailor Jerry, like leaving stuff out of acetates or stencils, you know, intentionally and sending them off to people.
Yeah.
And like, if they didn't catch it, like you know, it's kind of like
they didn't earn that.
Guess you're not good enough to catch it, you know? And it's almost like full circle, you know?
I have a tattoo on my shoulder over here that Steve Kaiser did. And it's out of a Spider Murphy's book.
Yeah.
And I haven't looked back in the book yet. So I don't know if Steve just fucked up or if this piece is like this in the Flash book, but it's a hand and the pinky has an extra crease in it and it looks like a dick. It looks like the tip of a dick.
That's so good.
Oh man. I was thinking way back to the apprenticeship thing, how it gets easier each generation. I wonder if too, just on a bigger level, like as parents, I know like there's a big thing right now with like millennial parents, you know, healing generational trauma of like, you know, and like each generation gets a little more emotionally mature and handles stuff with their kids a little bit better.
Right.
I wonder if that's what's happening with tattooing, you know, like, because I think about myself, like I said, I've never had an apprentice, but if I did, I would think of myself like, I'd want to be a little kinder.
Yeah.
And like, but is that the right thing for tattooing?
It's
like
the overcorrection.
Yeah.
I feel like in our generation we're the kings of overcorrecting. We're like, oh man, that was unjust. So we try to do it right, and then we take it too far.
Yeah, now you have gentle parenting.
And the whole gentle parenting, right? And it's crazy that you bring up gentle parenting because I just saw like a whole article the other day that was talking like how new parents, like how parents these are like throwing out like gentle parenting out. And it was like they were calling it like fuck around and find out parenting. That's what they were.
I gotta be honest, that's kind of how I parent.
Yeah, like fuck around and find out. They're like, you can do whatever you want, but if you fuck around, you're gonna find out what the fuck's going on, dude.
I try. And then there's sometimes where the kids just need a good, hey, you know, they need a good, jolt to the
little
system.
wake up.
Yeah, it's so hard though. It's you're trying to do the right thing, trying to be better, but then you're like, is that better? But I think it self-corrects, like you said, and maybe that's what is happening with tattooing. Maybe you will be like, all right, that maybe we need to
really back a little bit,
go back a few generations, And
I think that's the smartest thing to do. It's like we do try to do just right by people, but if it's too much, you reel it back.
Yeah,
you reel it back. And I think as long as we all communicate and kind of keep each other kind of aware of where things are going right and they're not going as well, that we can make adjustments and keep moving forward.
Yeah,
it's hard to do.
It is.
It's hard to like be aware of the situation while you're in it. Mm-hmm. It's easy to go back and be like, oh yeah, I fucked that one up. But in the moment, it's hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, like my daughter the other day, we were getting ready to go to church and she wasn't putting her shoes on or something stupid, and I was just not in the gentlest mood. And I was like, put your shoes on. Because it was the 10th time I told her. And she goes, Dad, is there a nicer way that you could be saying that? I think I was just like, probably, but I'm not going to.
Yeah, like probably no.
But then
right now.
Later in the day, I was like, hey, I'm sorry. You're right. There was a nicer way I could say that. Which killed me to say, but I think the beautiful thing, like you said, it's hard to know where to make those corrections, is that time and nature, I think, will kind of take care of some of that. Like we talked about, the hard times create good, that whole cycle. Like if you go too far, if you overcorrect, there will be natural consequences that will create a natural correction.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And so maybe we don't have to be so self-aware that we have to like try to control it. It just naturally swings. And I think that's true with like so many things in life, like everything really.
That's good for future generations, but for like right now, it doesn't help you.
Maybe that's just our lot in life is to,
we got to suffer.
Yeah.
That's our bit. And I feel like that's our little bit of every generation gets like their time to hold it, you know, and like either they're going to nurture it, try to like, oh man, they kind of killed it. We got to revive it, you know? And I feel like everybody's going to get their chance to like hold the torch and hopefully do something good with it. And one thing I always want to do is like, oh man, I hope like I can come into tattooing, do something nice, and people will, at least I have a tiny bit of it, you know, that like I influence somebody to do something better than I did.
Yeah.
That's it.
Leave it better than
you found
it. And try to provide some good, some service, something, you know, that gives back in a way, you know. And I think that's why, like for me, it's so frustrating seeing and I think it's across all industries. You have this movement of like people selling courses, and I got on like a weird algorithm one time of like side hustles.
Yeah.
You know, and like this one guy came across the feed and he was like, hey, all these people that are like telling you these side hustles, their side hustle is selling you the side hustle. You know, like that's really the only side hustle that works. It's like coaches teaching people how to coach people on how to coach people. It's like, how far down the rabbit hole does it go? And a lot of stuff just like empty snake oil shit, you know? And that's like with Inkton tools and that stuff, like the software stuff that I do, it's like, I just want it to be a service that if tattooers need it, I can provide.
It's there for you and it can help you out.
Yeah. And I'm not going to sell you on it. And if you don't need it, I'm not going to, you know what I mean? Like if you need it, cool. We're here. I'm a tattooer, tattoo artist, owned and operated. I'm not owned by a corporation. I have no investors. You know what I mean?
Even if you were like, hey, I'm going to bring you into Inkton Tools. You're going to get rich if you bring another 10 people into Inkton Tools.
I could make an ad tomorrow that's like, if you sign up for Inkton, I can guarantee you 30 more clients a month. Like, no, I can't guarantee that, nor do I want to. It is very simple. It is a software that helps run your business and does like calendars and booking and just like a million other ones. And if you want to use us, cool. If not, you know, like I had so many people try to like give me like sales advice and you should run an ad this way. And I'm like, tattooing is different, man. Like you can't, like I use the example of like Tim Hendricks with Solid Ink. If you ever go to their website, I don't know if they've changed it since then, but their pricing is like $10, $9 a bottle of ink. And I was like, that is tattooing. We prefer a direct, simple, no, we don't want $9.99. We don't want, you know, because in a lot of shops, you have people walk in like that are selling stuff like internet services or whatever. We can spot like a bullshit salesman, like really quick. We're really good at it. And like, we can smell it a mile away. So like, my favorite guy that ever came into our shop to sell us stuff was the strawberry guy. Cause he would come in and be like, I have strawberries. They are $5. Would you like them? And we'd be like, yes. That's it. Like, you want to know like how to sell to tattooers? That's it. Like, here's the product. This is how much it is. If you want it, cool. If not, cool. That's as far as it needs to go. As
far as where it needs to go.
Yeah. Like it doesn't have to be this big, like scammy, you know, salesy weird thing, like these false promises. It's like tattoo school thing. Like, no, I'm never going to teach a course. I'm never going to do anything like that. Like,
and I think something that I've learned in tattooing, man, and if you've ever had a shop and apprentice people, you could teach somebody everything you know. It doesn't mean they're going to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean they're going to do it, dude.
Yeah.
You could tell somebody to do everything right, just like your parents did with you. Maybe you had parents that told you like, as soon as you were like 15, like, all right, Johnny boy, you need to save your pennies. By the time you're like 30, you can be retired if you invest your money. And you were like, nah, Dad, I want to go to the strip club. I'm talking about for personal experience here. But like somebody can give you the plan, man, and you could still just not cook the same dish, dude.
Yeah.
You could just,
that's how Gary Vee became so popular. He would just Just give away all the secrets. And then some people are like, bro, like you're giving everything away. Why aren't you charging for this? Like, why are you just giving it all away? He's like, because I know that 99% of the people who are watching this are not going to do a goddamn thing with it anyway.
Yeah.
So I might as well make the content, get known for my content. And then if somebody does want like this type of work, they know that I know how to do it. So they'll come to me anyway.
Yeah. I had a buddy of mine that I would tell him shit about. That guy's a fucking grifter, dude. He's a grifter. And I'm like, why? Because he's giving out good information for free. And just because 90% of people don't actually follow through in everything that they're supposed to do, doesn't mean that this information is wrong. It just means that most people aren't going to be able to do it, dude. It's fucking hard still.
It is. Yeah, and if your motivation isn't there for it, if you don't have the drive or the desire, whatever hooked all of us into tattooing, you know, like one of my mentors always said, like, tattooing chooses you, but you don't choose it. And at least I think there was truth to that. Now I think that might have changed, but you know, like I think that's just something that grabbed us, and if you know, went through an apprenticeship, if you sacrificed, you did all these things, it's because you truly wanted to do nothing else and you couldn't do anything else. You know, like I always said in my apprenticeship, my like go-to line was like, they didn't kill me today, I'll be back tomorrow. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't die, so I'll be back tomorrow. You know, like, but so many people just can't have that mentality. No. Like you said, you can give them all the keys to success. You can give them everything, but if they're not passionate about it, they don't want it, it's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
When I was seeking out my apprenticeship, the guy was just opening up his shop. So I went in there while he was building it out. And the first day I walked in, I was like, hey man, like, would you take me on? He's like, yeah, you know what? We're building out. We're not really quite ready yet. Why don't you come back in a few days and we'll talk about it. So a few days go by, I come by, I see that he's in there and I'm knocking on the door, but he's pretending that he doesn't see me. so I'm like, all right, whatever. I'll call the number, no answer. I see him walking around, he's not answering the phone. And I'll do this for like 2 or 3 days. And then finally, after a couple of days of doing that, he finally opens the door for me. He was like, yeah, I knew that you were there. I heard you. I saw you calling. I just ignored your phone calls. I wanted to see how bad you wanted this.
I love that.
Because if you just gave up right away, I knew that you didn't want it that bad. But I saw that you were persistent with it.
Yeah.
And I knew that you want to do this.
I've told people that have been told no for an apprenticeship before. I was like, congratulations. You just got your first no. That's the first step. Like, someone telling you no is literally the first step. Like, it's a test. Mm-hmm. Don't let them, you know what I mean? Don't let them walk you out and say like, you know, like you could have taken that as like, man, you could have gone 2 days and been like, it's kind of like Fight Club. You know? Like, stand outside like, all right, on the third day, I'll let you in.
Yeah.
But like literally, like you should take your first no. If you're serious about tattooing and you want to pursue an apprenticeship and you have a shop that's really, you know, like a good shop, and you approach them and they tell you no off the gate, you should be like, all right, first step achieved. I got my first no. Where do we go from here?
I think most people though get that first no and they never ask, well, why not?
Yeah, what could I do to make it?
Yeah, they don't go, well, why not? They're just like, oh, they don't recognize greatness. And they just walk away, dude.
And nowadays, like that girl, I didn't even give her no. I gave her a fucking game plan. And she was like, what a jerk.
What a jerk off, dude.
Yeah, man. It's crazy.
Oh, yeah. We're in strange times, but overall, guys, if you're listening to this, you probably love tattooing like we do. Yeah. And that's all we got to say.
Especially if you're listening an hour and 20 minutes into it.
I know. Look
Is this a long one?
Nah.
Okay, cool.
It's about right.
Yeah.
It's about right time. Well, I got nothing else. I feel like we should cut it.
I'm good with that. You have anything else you want to add?
I have a shameless plug.
Yeah.
Very much like Inkton Tools, I have partnered with a company called Revify. They do credit card processing for tattooers. It is also a tattooer-owned business, which I think is very important in this industry. I've heard a lot of people complain about like corporate, companies taking over supply companies. I won't get into too much of the drama of that, but like these outsider companies taking over and infiltrating the tattoo industry and stuff. I think it's important to support tattoo artists' own companies. So Revify does credit card processing for tattooers, and it's it's nothing new under the sun. Very much like Inkton Tools software, like it's everywhere now. But it's where you get to keep 100% of what you charge, and the client pays a percentage for the processing fees, and then you get back each month a residual from those fees. So
that's awesome.
It's great for tattooers, especially if you're using something like Stripe or something where they're taking, 3%, 2.5%, whatever percentage they're taking. You not only get to keep 100%, but you get some back. And especially right now, like tattooers, and it being slower, like I think everything helps. And it's a company that I stand by and believe in. And so if you're looking for something like that, if you don't have credit card processing, if you have one that is taking a bunch of percentage from you, check it out. Again, like everything else we do, like if you don't need it, no sweat.
Don't take it.
Not going to hard sell you, but if it's something you're looking into, you can hit it up. InktonTools.com. We have a link for Revify on there too.
Cool, man.
Awesome. And then, I'm in South Carolina. If anyone wants to get tattooed, I moved from California to there. So come see me in South Kakalaka.
Right on.
Well, Alex, thanks so much for coming out, hanging out with us, coming out to New York, man. We appreciate it, dude.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
And guys, hopefully we'll see you next week. Hopefully you like our new format for the show. We just go right into it because I like it. It saves me fucking reading some shit.
I didn't know we started.
But guys, see you next week. Love you guys. Peace.
Bye.
Bye.